an intercept?
I forget.
What's an intercept? What does intercept mean?
Where they
Intercept.
Cross.
Yeah.
We're talking about an x-intercept. That means we're really talking about where the line crosses the x-axis. We're talking about a y-intercept. It's where the line crosses the y-axis. Okay? All right. Find x and y intercepts. Example 1.
This looks like it's gonna be fun.
Now we just make our little XY chart.
When a line crosses the x-axis, what do you know about the coordinate?
It's going to be the same as
It's gonna change from positives and negatives.
Hold on. Don't write this down. Here's the x-axis, right? Let's just say this is it. What do you know about that coordinate? What?
It's 0.
What's 0?
X,
Y,
X,
X. Y.
X.
Oh my God.
Y is 0.
First of all,
X.
if this is the x-axis and x is 0, where is x 0 at? Right there. That line's not crossing right there, so x is not 0.
Told you guys.
Y is 0. For the y-intercept, what do we know about that coordinate?
X is 0.
Yeah, x is 0. I don't know what y is. I don't know what x is here. Okay, so what we're doing is, it's kind of like the xy chart. But you don't need to make an xy chart. Find the x-intercept, where it's crossing the x-axis, y must be 0. So I substitute 0 for y, and I solve the equation. Everybody do that. Solve the equation, please.
Why don't you put the X in for 0? Or 0 for X?
Well, that would give me the y-intercept. If I want to know where it crosses the x-axis, do you know where it crosses the x-axis? So that's your variable. When you don't know something, that's your variable. I do know that y is 0 when the line crosses the x-axis. Don't I? You all told me that y was 0 at that point. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know x, but I do know y for my x-intercept. I'm trying to find what it is when y is 0. So what'd you get?
12.
Right. So my x-intercept is at 12, 0. Now, everybody find the y-intercept. Find the y-intercept. You found the x-intercept, find the y-intercept. Graph those points once you find them. I don't know, I haven't done it yet. Graph them on a graph. Make a graph and graph them. How many points do you need to make a straight line?
2.
Do you have 2?
Yeah.
There you go. Did you graph them? Graph them. What are you waiting on? All right, so before I go on, what is your question? Or what don't you understand?
So if it's gonna be like that, you go 0. Wait, no, I confused myself.
So if it's just asking for you to graph it using the intercepts, this is what you do. So you plug 0 in for y, and you find x. That gives you your x-intercept. You want the y-intercept, you plug a 0 in for x, and you find the y point. Okay? Yes?
Do you always do that for 0?
Yeah, because that's what those values are.
Oh, they are.
No matter what, if you're looking for the x-intercept and the y-intercept, that's what you do.
Okay.
Okay, so everybody do the same thing to this one. Example 2. 4x equals 3y plus 12. Everybody do that. I want you to find the x-intercept, the y-intercept, and graph it. Yep. And subtract 12, that became negative 12. Divided by 3 gives me negative 4.
Oh, gosh.
Let's look at your papers.
Wait. Why did you, wait.
Oh,
Why did you subtract 12?
Well, I gotta get y by itself. I could have subtracted 3y over here, but then this would be a negative 3y. I still would have to divide by a negative 3. Well, divided by negative 3 is
I
negative 4.
subtracted 0 onto 12 and then had 3.
Well, what's 0 minus 0?
No, not that. Well, that's 0 still, and then where the 12 is, I put minus 0, so then 3y. Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
okay, so
God bless.
when it says an equal sign, make sure you put the 0 in, right?
Well, you put your 0 in for x, solve it, and then you put... No. What were you doing? Well, you could, but 2x plus 0 is just 2x, isn't it? Yeah.
So you have to put in 0.
Yeah, that's what I have right here. Got it? There you go. Now you got it. Okay, example 3. Okay, write an equation y equals mx plus b. Okay, so we need m and we need b. B is the y-intercept, isn't it? What's the y-intercept here? And what did we know about it before we started? That x is 0. Watch. If x is 0, m times 0 is 0, right? Leaving y equals b. So b is your y-intercept always. So what we need to do in this example, I'm giving you two coordinates, 1, 3, and -2, 1. To write in slope-intercept form, you need the slope, which you did yesterday or Friday, and you now need, the intercept. So the first thing, let's find the slope. Everybody do that. That's what we did Friday. Find the slope between those 2 points. Find slope. Find slope. That's the easy part. You're finding m. Remember, slope is m. So you can fill in the first blank once you figure it out. Yeah, looking like we remember now. Y's go on top. X is on the bottom. Don't forget, if you do it that way, it's minus a negative.
Wait, how much did that do to the bottom one?
That's a -2 right there.
Oh.
Okay?
What? Oh, I thought you made the one next to the minus plus.
This?
Yeah.
Well, you can't. 1 minus a -2 is 1 plus 2.
Oh.
3. I just didn't write it up there. Okay? Everybody okay with 2/3? Who got 2/3 as your slope? Oh, good. Alright, so that goes in that first blank. So now we know that y equals 2/3 x plus the y-intercept. But we're not given the y-intercept, are we? When x is 0, the y is your y-intercept. And you need to look for that. If they give you x being 0, then that y value is your b, okay? Does everybody understand that? That makes it easy because if they give you that, then you don't have to do what I'm showing you next. But they didn't give us that. So we need to find exactly where it crosses the y-axis. What don't I know?
B.
I don't know b, so I give it a value, okay? I give it a variable b. Do I know x and y? Sure I do. I've got 2 values for x and y right here. Okay, these are just from your xy chart. I got 2 x values I can use. I got 2 y values I can use. So I do know x and y. You can't solve an equation if you have more than one variable. So what we need to do is substitute one of these values for your x and y. And then we can solve for b. Does everybody see that? Anybody confused? So here's what you're doing. To find the y-intercept, you substitute one of the given values for x and y. If they gave you a graph, then you have to find a point on the line to substitute for x and y. So you should write that in your notes. To find the y-intercept, substitute one of the coordinates for x and y. To find the y-intercept, b. That's really what we're talking about. To find the y-intercept, b. Substitute a coordinate for x and y. So this is what we're going to do. So we have y equals 2/3 x plus b. Alright, so I'm just going to choose the first one. 1, 3. don't change these up. What's the y value? 3. So you're going to plug 3 in. What's the x value? So all I did was substitute the values in. Now solve it. And guess what? You're going to get a fraction. You guys got to get past it. Fractions are numbers too. Stop neglecting the fractions. Better learn how to deal with them because from this point on you're going to have a lot of them. So this 2/3 times 1 is 2/3. How do I get b by itself? Subtract the 2/3.
Wait a second. I thought I'm confused.
What?
You just told us the y and the x were 3 and 1.
Yes.
But now we're in thirds.
I'm solving for b. 2/3 times the x, the 1, gives me 2/3, right?
Yeah.
Well, how do I get b by itself?
Do that.
You have to subtract it, right? Subtract the 2/3 off.
Oh.
Okay? Alright. So what is 3 over 1 minus 2 over 3? That's what you have there. Everybody figure it out. Waiting. Waiting on you. Tell me what you get. 4th grade subtraction of fractions. Figure it out. Common denominator. If you don't know how to do anything else, you can get common denominator, figure it out. This is 4th grade. Come on. I don't like it. No. When addition and subtraction, you can't subtract the bottom ones. They have to be the same value. What do we get? So this is 9/3 minus 2/3, which is 7/3. So your equation should be y equals 2/3 x plus 7/3. Yeah.
I thought that when we did the combination,
If they both need it. This is already a 3. I don't need to change it, do I? Did I need to change it? So then, technically, you are doing something to it. What do you multiply 3 by to get 3? 1. Okay? So yes, the rule is you have to do something to it, but 1 times that is just what it is. Okay? Alright, let's see if you can do this again. Example 4 is -3, -3, and 1, 2. Again, I did not give you the y-intercept, so you're going to have to do that process. Yep. Yes. Right, that's what it was asking for. Write an equation given these 2 points in slope-intercept form. All right?
you used the first one you had every single time.
Yes, that's slope-intercept. Slope-intercept. Slope-intercept form. Almost everything we do with graphs and stuff will be written in slope-intercept form. So, come to love that formula. You got 5/4 for your slope.
Oh.
Negative over negative is positive.
Oh.
Okay. Just make sure you screw the slope up, you miss the rest of the problem.
So it's never negative.
No.
But it's positive.
Yes. Then you got to substitute a point. Let's use the point 1, 2. Anybody going on?
I have.
If you use -3, that's okay. I'll do both, okay? So I'll do -3 here. And show you that you get the same answer. Everybody keep going. I'm not done. Just wait for you to finish. It's part of the way.
How did you get Y?
They use one of the coordinates. That's what you're supposed to do. Where's that? So that's your slope. Navigate. So you find lowercase b. X and y are right here. That's x, that's y. That's x, that's y. Pick one. You substitute it in and then solve the given by itself. And then you're gonna put 1 there, and then you gotta put 2 there. Step 1, find the slope. Step 2, substitute a coordinate. Step 3, solve for b. Step 4, rewrite equation with m and b. That's basically what you have to do each time. Unless they give you the intercept. Okay, again, if one of the coordinates have a 0 in for x, then the y is your intercept. You don't need to do this step. If they give you a graph and you can see where it crosses the y-axis exactly, you don't need to do this step. What? All right, here we go. So, here's the common denominator. That's 3/4. Your common denominator, that's 3/4. See, you get the same answer no matter which coordinate you pick, substitute. So, we rewrite the equation, y equals 5/4 x plus 3/4. That's the equation. All right. Your assignment, page 353, 1 to 24. Oh, now listen carefully. There's a thing called standard form. If it tells you to write something in standard form, that means you are to get your x and y. Listen so you don't ask me a stupid question later. Standard form means that the x and y term are on the same side of the equal sign. This is not in standard form. This is. That's all. Some books teach you that you can't have any fractions. Other books say it's okay to have fractions. I'm going to leave it at that. Just get your x and y term on the same side of the equal sign for it to be in standard form. Okay? All right, again.